All right, we're live. We're live on Hangouts on air. Finally, I get to do a broadcast that I've been waiting to do one in a while. So anyways, while I'm live, got several topics I want to talk to you guys or show you guys. Well, talk and show. So let's start off with the obvious. I got hit up by a good friend of mine, Ron, and I really wanted him to be a part of this broadcast, but I couldn't get a hold of him. So I went ahead and did this because time is of the essence. I have too much things that's going to happen this weekend. So I'll do a live broadcast today and probably do maybe one or two videos. And then for the next week, there won't be any videos. Taking a little time off. And so anyways, I'll start off. The first thing I want to talk about is Apple versus the FBI. And this is making big headlines. I did see it on my news channel this morning. People are talking about it, and people are weighing in on it. They're weighing in on whether it's a good idea. It's something that needs to be done. And then there's people that's conscious about, well, if there's a way for someone to get into my iPhone. What's going to stop all the other people with malicious intent of getting into their iPhone and taking information and etc., which is a valid point. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm actually going to give you guys reasons from both sides, what to think about, what to kind of worry about when it comes to them actually creating like a backdoor so they can get into an iPhone if need be, because that's really what it's about. The FBI is requesting that Apple create some sort of backdoor to their operating system. So in an event that they would need to access an iPhone for whatever reason, like this, like the San Bernardino incident is what they're using as their, reasons for wanting a backdoor to iOS. Getting a hold of an iPhone and it being encrypted and not, for them not to be able to crack it so they can find out information that's needed. That's the reason why the FBI is pushing for it. Is the reason that they want some sort of a fail-safe for them to actually get into an iPhone and be able to grab valuable information that could help, the FBI or the CIA or, investigators basically come up with the answers that they need to prosecute anyone that's committed a heinous crime. And that's a valid point. We do need that, I mean, for instance, how they say, terrorists are in this country and they're communicating with one another. And if they're using iPhones to communicate to one another, messages and important contact informations. And I mean, you could download blueprints and store it on the cloud and share it through the cloud through other people that's connected to your cloud. I mean, there's so many things they could access that would help them in scenarios like that. So I do understand where the FBI is coming from, where they want some sort of a backdoor entrance into, iOS so they can actually get phones, be able to crack them and get in, without losing or having to wipe the data off of it just to get in, which would then be so irrelevant to do that. Wiping a whole phone, it's just like it's pointless to even do that, right? So, but then CEO Tim Cook decided to take the voice about the reasons why he is not wanting to do this at all, and that he is not going to ask his development team to create some sort of a backdoor in iOS for the FBI, and that is because nothing is sacred in the world today. You could develop software that was meant for good reason, and someone with a malicious thought could take that tool that's supposed to be for something good and use it for something bad. And I think that's where Tim Cook is going with this. It's like, if he did ask his development team on the next version of iOS and even on the most current version of iOS to create some sort of a backdoor for, authorities to use to get into locked devices, if they need to grab criminal information, it'll fall into the wrong hands. And then with that tool being in the wrong hands, obviously mass problems. And that's just going to be like what their standing fighting point is from there. And really, it's, both sides have good points which really doesn't cancel out the other. To me, Tim Cook and Apple, and then the FBI on the other side, to me, they're at a stalemate. They're at a stalemate because they can go on and on and on. Apple can go on and on and on about how their consumers trust them with the security to know that their iPhones will be protected if it ever fell into the wrong hands. No one's able to crack the phone and get into it to steal valuable information, and they pride themselves on that. And then you got the FBI, who's like, while we do understand your position in protecting your consumers, we need to be able to get into these phones because we have these real psychotic people doing real psychotic stuff. And, half of the information that could actually help, deter any further actions by a specific group, information will be found in the phone that they can simply crack and get into to find this valuable information, but they can't because it's locked. There is no way of cracking into it. It's encrypted down where even Apple's own development team can't break into it. That's how it is. And it's not just Apple in general. I mean, if Apple does go through with this, and what does that say for Android? I mean, we do know that Android has some vulnerabilities. Okay, I'm not gonna lie and put it out there like Android's so good with security that it's unbreakable. It actually is. I mean, even with the most current version of not the most current version, but 5.1.1 Lollipop, when they introduced the new security system as to where if you wiped an Android phone before you could even log into it, you would have to log into the previous Gmail account that was signed on to that phone before you can even access it. I mean, if you go to I think it's Droid Modder X's YouTube channel, they have found ways to get around that. So even when it seems like it's tight down security locked, it really isn't tight down and security locked at all whatsoever. So that is one thing that I think for all of us in the Android community need to pay attention to, is the fact that they could possibly at some point even want to have Android devices have. I mean, we do have backdoor exploits. I mean, obviously, but while Google and Android is really trying to tighten that down and lock it up pretty much almost close to what iOS is, for them asking, to go completely backwards the other way, people tend to get scared. But one thing that someone did state about this whole scenario in general was the fact that, only people with the guilty conscience are going to feel like they need to basically keep their phones locked up and everything else. That's something that one person pointed out. It kind of does hold water there. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a butthead, but I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to fear. So if the FBI and the CIA wanted to tap into my phone or tap into my Facebook or tap into my Google Plus, I really don't care. I have nothing to hide. All my personal business is not put out there for everybody. And whatever skeletons I have, I resolve, because I'm not a perfect person. Okay, I've made mistakes in my past, but those things have been resolved. So I have nothing to fear or worry about. So snoop all of my stuff if the FBI and the CIA want to. I have nothing to worry about. But that doesn't mean still like everyone that doesn't want this to happen has a guilty conscience, like they've done something. Because there's people who are squeaky clean, but they just don't want a bunch of people all up in their stuff. They sure as hell don't want this tool to fall into the wrong hands, which is like the biggest exclamation point. If Apple did create some sort of backdoor entry into iOS so that the FBI can crack into iPhones that are taken as evidence, again, like I said, nothing is sacred on the internet. That tool goes to the FBI, and eventually somebody at the FBI is going to leak that thing on the internet because he is a tech geek, and he's going to give it out to everybody else just in case if they ever forgotten their iPhone password, here's another way to get in. And the person with the wrong intent is going to grab that tool and use that for all the wrong reasons. So while that's marinating, off to the next topic. Like I stated, this is all about vaping right now, this topic. It has to do with the 18650 batteries, and I wanted to talk about this because today I got a package in the mail. I got 4 18650 batteries that just recently came in for my mod itself. I have one in here right now. They're 5600 milliamps, so 5600 milliamp batteries. is what they are compared to what I was normally using. Like this one right here is a 2500 milliamp. This one I got a couple days ago is a 3000 milliamp. And this one right here, this pink one, did not actually come like this. It came with like a plastic cellophane skin covering on it, and it said Ultrafire on it. And I had to modify it because it wasn't a flat top 18650. It was a button top, kind of like so. I don't know how well you guys can see that. That little button on top right there was actually on the top like that. And it couldn't fit into my mod, so I had to basically peel the cellophane plastic skin that was on it and pry this button off and turn it into a flat top 18650, which actually does very well. Like, you know, I thought it may not have worked, but see, I have I have one in here right now, and it's actually working. It's lasted me a pretty good amount of time. I haven't fully charged it yet. I have this one here, which needs to be charged. This one in here, which I've started using, and I have two on my external charger over there charging right now. And of course, these two batteries. So a total I have is 6 batteries for my mod, and that's just because, you know, I'm gonna be going somewhere next week, so I need to stay juiced up with my e-cigarette as I'm traveling. So the downside to all of it is that I should have kept one in complete like condition, so I could have done a video about it for other people who vape that buy 18650 batteries, and they don't realize that, you know, it's a button top and not a, you know, a flat top. And I could just show people basically how to mod it and get it down to a flat top. It's not really a mod or a big secret. I mean, you know, I've never done this before, and it was just like, you know, just thinking for a second, like, okay, taking that little button, you know, piece top, we'll turn it into this, which is what I did. So they're both 18, you know, the 18650s, 5600 milliamp batteries are now flat tops, and they'll work, they'll fit inside my mod. So wherever I'm at, I'll be able to vape. 5600 milliamp battery, that's a good amount. I mean, what I vape at, which is right now I'm vaping at 31 watts with a single coil build in my RDA. With a 2500 milliamp battery, I can probably vape on it for about 2 hours, and it'll kill this battery. I can get about 4 hours on a 3000 milliamp. So, you know, with the battery that's 5600 milliamps, I should at least get about half a day, which is what I'm trying to do with it as I'm traveling. So no need to charge battery or swap out batteries, you know, too often, as I'll be able to vape throughout the whole day. So, but yeah, you definitely got to be careful. It's really easy. Like I said, it just had this plastic skin cellophane around the battery. I sliced that off with a razor very carefully. I didn't put a lot of pressure. I just sliced the film off and peeled it. Took a flathead screwdriver, a little small screwdriver, and just kind of like pried the button off, which exposed the flat top of the positive side. And now it's a flat top 18650. So I can't do a review to show people how I did it unless I buy another one just for shits and giggles and actually do a video, which I might do, I might not. I don't know. I don't have money to burn like that, so. But anyways, some of you guys may get curious as to how I get phones. Well, I'll let you guys know right now, I don't buy the phones that I get, okay? I have a silent investor, and I have to keep it silent because they don't want to be on YouTube, on anything. They don't want their name thrown out there. But they believe in what I do, and they want to help out. And so whenever they can, like if I don't have enough of the money that I need to buy a device to do an unboxing or a review for you guys on YouTube, they either give me the other half of the money or they buy me the device, which, yeah, I can't complain, and I'm very grateful for it, you know? Like I said, and I've said this before in my past videos, I'm poor. I'm not rich. I'm poor. I'm like really poor. So when people want to help out, you know, I really don't want them to, because it's like taking their money. But at the same time, you know, when they insist upon doing it, I'm very grateful for it. So yesterday I picked up a device that wasn't new. And I know, you know, some people are probably watching the video like, okay, you know, this device has been out for a while. Why did he do an unboxing? And I did an unboxing just for shits and giggles, basically. But it's a backup device that I got. I got it as a backup because this is my J3, my Galaxy J3. I love this phone. This phone's awesome. Um, but I bought a device to be a backup when I go on my trip. So I got this right here, which is the Galaxy Prevail LTE. And like I told people in my other video that I was going to double up, since I don't want to drop this on my actual phone line. I was going to use this modem right here, connect to the modem and use Google Voice on this as a secondary phone. Also using it to stream, because I will stream my little adventures. And yeah, so I'm bringing this, of course, my J3, my notebook here. I'm taking this to go on my trip so I can edit some video footage. I got, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I'll show it to you guys right now. But anyways, yeah, so I got my tripod right here. Let me just shorten it real quick. Okay, tripod and selfie stick. I actually got a selfie stick, so hold on. Okay, so yeah, my little tripod right here. This is actually pretty good. Cheap little tripod that I got at Walmart. It's by a brand called Targus. The limbs are a little bit flimsy, but I mean, what I paid for this, I paid only $10 for this. Okay, so this is not like a high quality tripod with, you know, built-in motors to help for a smooth transition. You know, it's just a tripod. And then of course this selfie stick also at Walmart for $4.88. Fits any of my devices. And a demo basically how long this thing can go. Okay, so yeah, handle right here with shutter button. Okay, and it's already hitting my wall and still, yeah. So okay, handle, and yeah, so that's quite long. I'd say at least a good 3 feet. And you got like the cord right here that plugs into your headset jack, so you can use the button for shutter button. Now the only thing, the downside to it is that if you want to record video, they don't have it in place where it's like if you press the shutter button twice, it'll start recording, or say like you long press the shutter button for like 3 seconds and it'll start a record. It doesn't do that, and I wish it would have. That would have been pretty cool. But nevertheless, I mean, you know, if I'm going to record, you know, I'd rather have it like this, not too far away, just tap record and just keep it here where I can move like that. But yeah, so while I'm bringing those, I have the Galaxy Prevail LTE as a backup, so I could use, and it's not bad. I mean, it's running KitKat. It's not running the latest version of Android, but you know, it's quite nice. And what kind of surprised me, that it's running KitKat, and you can still move apps to SD, and that was a total brain shocker for me. Like when I watched other people's reviews of the Galaxy Prevail LTE, not a lot of people mentioned that. So I didn't know you could do that with this. If I had known you could do that with this, like, you know, years ago, I probably would have like grabbed this way earlier. But you know, probably since I'm going to be taking a little time off, a little hiatus away, I'll probably gonna do another video maybe Friday or Saturday, and it's not gonna be like you know, anything new. What I'm probably gonna do is just do a comparison between the Galaxy Prevail LTE versus one of my favorite budget devices, the LG Vault Original, and just do like a comparison. I mean, there's some comparisons already done, but you know, I like to give my own thoughts and opinions about a device, and I know there's some people who enjoy my opinions about a device, and you know, which is a cool thing. This is what I want people to do, is check out my videos and understand that, you know, I'm giving it to you from a consumer standpoint, and not like I'm paid to say anything good about a phone or a product, or whether it's mobile tech or vaping, which are my 2 hobbies. So yeah, that's it for today's broadcast. And for those people who popped in and viewed it, thank you guys so much. And I'm actually, if you're watching this from my YouTube channel, I'm streaming from Hangouts. I have like the group chat on Hangouts open. So, I mean, if you guys are posting on YouTube, I did not see your guys' posts. So I'm sorry if I did not see anything you guys had written or had typed. I'm actually on Hangouts, Hangouts on air basically. And, but yeah, I will figure all this stuff out, eventually in the future, do some more stuff. See, because I know they have like some stuff here. Like, I know they have like a live chat thing up here on the side. It brings up a group chat. Then there's Q&A also, which is weird. Well, it says this feature is disabled. I know, I'm playing around with Hangouts right now. I do know what like all these other like a toolbox and everything else is, and I don't need to brand my name there down at the bottom. I just think, yeah, I used to do that before, but now I just think it's kind of tacky. Like you guys who watch know who I am. I don't need to stencil in who I am at the bottom. And for those who've never seen me before, my name is Tito, and like everyone makes fun of me because I say it like in like an English version. There's a difference between Tito and Tito. The way that my family pronounces my nickname, and it's a nickname. It's a given name. It's not actually like my legal name. I don't use my legal name because I respect my father, and I don't think I've. This is just me personally. I don't think I've amounted to the level that my father's at in life, and he probably thinks this is weird that I'm like this, but yeah, I don't want to take his name like that. And that seems weird because I'm named after my father, but out of respect for the man has amassed so much in his life and has come up from nothing. So I'm very proud of my dad, and I love him very much. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this broadcast. Thanks for checking it out, whether it's on YouTube or on Google Plus. You guys are clutch for coming in and just watching. And sorry I didn't get to anyone's comments, but I will get this all worked out later on. And yeah, so like I said, a couple of mobile tech videos for the rest of this week. Next week, I'm not going to put up anything mobile tech related, but if you guys want to, you guys follow me on social media to keep up with whatever I'm doing if you guys are interested in what I'm doing next week. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you guys very much, and I'll see you next time.